We are here in Las Vegas for Big Ten Media Days. We've heard from the players, and the AD is here as well, Martin Jarmond, good enough to give us some time. How are you? What's new in your world?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. Just ripping and running and trying to enjoy what little bit of summer we got left, man. It's
Your week
going by so fast, man. There's so much going on.
Yeah.
So, but it's been good.
When Media Days happens, you know you're right on the precipice of
there.
everything.
You're right there, man.
Well, this matters. Let's stay there. Family and kids, how are we doing?
Oh, they're doing good. They're doing great. Like I said, they're in Michigan right now, so I'm literally flying from Vegas to Michigan to see them and come back Sunday, man, just to have a little Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and up at the lake.
Good for you. Yeah. Well, enough of the fluff. Let's just dive right in. So this is what I love from you. We're just going to get a State of the Union.
Yeah.
Like this year, I read this, and I'll start it off by talking, and then you can fill in whatever you want. When you look at UCLA making the move, and whatever the media I'm not going to use the media is great. Whatever the media says and the whatever. UCLA, as far as all athletics, there's Oregon, there's Ohio State, there's Michigan, and UCLA. No particular top 4 conference championships this year. First year in a conference that some people might have questioned UCLA, and I'm laughing at them. I go, do you realize how many national championships we win? Now, do we need to up our game this year in basketball and football? Yes, we do. But what a year. Talk about softball, baseball, both making it to the World Series. Fantastic.
Well, look at it from this perspective. A year ago, we were here at the Big Ten Football Media Days, and all the questions we got were, is UCLA ready for the travel? Are they going to be able to compete in the Big Ten? There was more questions.
Yep.
And I think winning 10 conference championships, the most in the Big Ten, 7 Big Ten championships, 3 MPSF championships, 1 national championship, 2 runner-ups, 2 national individual championships.
Dude, I knew he'd know. I knew.
Trivia question: who's the only school in the country that had both softball and baseball?
I do know that. I do know that.
Another trivia question: who's the only one that had both softball and baseball in the College World Series, both men's basketball and women's basketball in the NCAA tournament?
That's us.
That's us.
That's UCLA. That we'll do the 4s up now.
That's us. You know, I mean, so we were more than ready.
Yep.
We win championships at UCLA.
Yep.
Excellence, and that's what we did.
Yep.
And I am so bullish on our future right now, all across the board. I mean, you look at top to bottom, football and Deshaun and his leadership, top 20 recruiting class right now. Think about this: both in men's basketball and football, we got arguably the #1 transfer.
Yep.
Chose UCLA.
We just talked to him. Wow.
Great guy.
Great guy.
Humble.
Yep.
Has a presence about him. But think about that. You know, men's basketball, football, top transfer.
That's right.
Want to be a Bruin. You know, you look at baseball, College World Series.
Yep.
Probably going to be preseason #1 in the country. Arguably got the best player in the country.
That's exactly right. I was just going to say #1 player in the country.
Rock is amazing, but it's a team. It's the whole team. We got almost all the starters back, and they got the #1 recruiting class. Speaking of #1 recruiting class, men's soccer has the #1 recruiting class. Gymnastics, top 4 recruiting class in the country, and Jordan Childs is coming back.
Yep.
Women's basketball, Final 4, reloaded. Corey has done an outstanding job. Lauren Betts, Kiki Rice, Ryder Dodd, water polo, freshman All-American, won a national championship. I mean, across the board of our sports, we have excellent, talented student athletes. We got great coaches. And we're in a chaotic time in college athletics. And the one thing that you can't control is the people you do it with and the excellence that you can recruit and retain. And I love our coaches and what they've done.
State of the Union.
Yeah.
We're good.
We're good. I mean, listen, that was
we're good.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to go to football specifically, being here at Big Ten Media Days. And Deshaun, you bring up the momentum, the top 20 recruiting class that is shaping up for 2026. How have you seen Deshaun grow into this role over the last year?
I mean, you saw him at the podium.
Yeah.
When he came off, I said, dude, what was that?
Yeah.
I said, you crushed that, man. Like, I have seen so much growth. Deshaun he's an unbelievable person, first of all. And the thing that I've seen is he has put his imprint on this program more now this year than last year. Last year, he came in late, so you got to kind of adjust on the fly. He's hired, 7 or 8 new assistant coaches, talented coaches.
Yep.
You see that in the recruiting and the relationship building. A strength of his is how he relates to the players and people. He's a very likable person, a genuine person. You see that showing up in the program now, kind of him putting his imprint on it.
Yep.
And I think the mark of a good leader is surrounding yourself with good people. He's done that in his hiring. He's made good decisions there. And also as a leader, you got to know when to pivot. You can't stay too long on a decision. And so he's made changes quickly instead of letting them linger. And that's the mark of a good leader. And he's done that. And so he has done an excellent job with getting this program on a trajectory that is up.
What's interesting to me, Martin, and one of my favorite parts of his speech today was when he talked about how he took his mistakes from last year at this event and turn them into, hey guys, like I do this as a teacher.
Yeah.
I'm sitting up here telling you guys stuff and trying to help you, but I'm also letting you know that I made these mistakes.
Yeah.
I tell my students all the time, like the biggest mistake I ever made in my life as an athlete was in the biggest game I ever played in my life. Could have let that defeat me. Could have let that ruin me. Could have let whatever. But we have to learn and grow from those moments. And then you start going down the road of, would you rather not have that moment or not have the opportunity to have something great happen? Which is tricky about athletics, right? I mean, it's so hard. And so many people are afraid of the failure part. They don't keep going. But Deshaun, you talked about his human side.
Yeah,
listen, we make mistakes.
We make mistakes. That's how you learn and you grow. You got to grow through things, and that's what he did.
I want to ask you an admin question. Okay, so we have the now that schools can pay
share revenue with athletes, yes.
Which is an amazing moment. I really
We're
do
literally
think
going to start cutting checks August 1st.
There's a lot of interesting stuff. I feel like some of the new rules are going to help. It seems like it's a little bit more controlled right now. We're starting to learn more and more about it. I know you're probably way ahead of where we are.
Oh, I'm still learning too every day.
But just talk about I actually had this thought that I think it's good for UCLA. I think having more this is what we have to do because I feel like we're a school that can handle that. So,
yeah, first of all, I think it's good to share revenue with athletes because I think we should have been doing that. So I think that's a good thing for UCLA because they work so hard, they put so much into it. They deserve that. So I'm happy about that. And it also creates a new kind of relationship as well. It's a business relationship as well as a development relationship how we've always had. So now it's our job, too, to help them grow and learn about financial literacy, money management, brand management. I think more about how do we help them grow their followership so they can have more NIL opportunities. Do we bring in expertise, which we're going to help them craft their brand, understand what works, what companies want to see, because I want them to maximize their time in Westwood. And so everything is changing, but the one thing that remains the same is it's our job to develop them and help them grow. And so I think the House settlement, it's gonna be a little tricky, right? Anytime you do something new, there's going to be some bumps in the road. But I'm bullish on the system. It's almost like we were in the Wild Wild West these past 2-3 years. Let's just call it what it is.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
It was the Wild Wild West. I think we're going to get to whatever college athletics is going to be is this, and then this House settlement and the CSC system that they created, it gets us from the Wild Wild West to Wild West.
Yes.
Hopefully just the West at some point. You know what I mean? But we gotta. It's incremental, and we got to give it a chance. And you got to give the system a chance to make mistakes or fail or see what works. And but I'm hopeful that this will level the playing field, so to speak, a little bit, because it's just so much craziness that's been out there.
Yep.
And here at UCLA, we're going to do things the right way. We're not gonna play in
that's why I think it helps us.
Yeah, we're not going to play in that sandbox that's not doing it the right way. And if we ever do, it's a mistake. It's not something that we're aiming to do. So I'm hopeful that it gives a little bit more structure and levels the playing field as far as rules of the road and what we're supposed to do.
I agree with that. Well said. I have another kind of big picture question. A lot of the administrators, not administrators, a lot of the the people that run the conference, Sankey and Petiti, they've been 5 plus 11, 4 plus floor plus number, whatever. And it seems like the Big Ten's been more on that automatic spots. I'm curious if UCLA has a stance on this, if you have a stance on this.
I'm supportive, 110%.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, Commissioner Petiti is outstanding.
Yes, he is.
His leadership, how he can get a room of 18 different thinking people, presidents, chancellors, athletic directors, to get on the same page and really manage everybody's own personal interest. He does a phenomenal job. And his background from Major League Baseball and CBS, like he sees where all of this is going. Like, it gets more and more professional, professional-like. I don't say professional, professional-like. And so he's been there. And so, first of all, Tony is tremendous, and we are grateful and fortunate to have him leading the Big Ten. That said, when the first time he talked about the automatic qualifiers for CFP, he showed us data.
Yep.
He didn't say this right there. He said, look, here's the last 10 or I can't remember if it was 10 years or 15 years. If you look at the West Coast schools in the Big Ten the last 10 to 15 years, this is what a playoff would have looked like in 12 teams. And the Big Ten, averages more than 4.
Right.
Okay? So once you see the data, it makes sense. And the thing that I love about it from a UCLA perspective is it makes the regular season more compelling.
Yes.
And we need meaningful games just for the health of college football.
Yep.
Not just UCLA. The health of college football, we need meaningful games in late October and November. So fans still come. They still want to see us competing for something. All of us. And so that's what it does. It gives it more compelling towards the end of the season, regular season.
And it allows you to schedule a game like Utah.
Yeah.
Early on and not be going, oh, crud, what if we lose? Because you see some of these schools out there. There are some schools in certain conferences that have four road games.
Yeah.
I believe we have 6.
We do?
So, and there's some with 5. But, that idea is like.
It allows us to schedule harder.
And Petiti says this because, listen, I grew up watching when I was a recruit. I mean, you could watch UCLA, Nebraska.
Yeah.
A few years ago when we had LSU here. Remember how fun that was?
Fun. 21, man.
That stuff, that's the games people want to see. So listening to Petiti talk about it, you can not only have November where there's 25 schools that still have fan bases that are like, we can get in this thing, to having a couple of really good non-conference games that matter a ton. And then who cares if you play 8 or 9 conference games?
Right. You want to bring meaningful games because, one, that helps you from a fan experience standpoint. They want to see you play top-notch talent. And so I think it's a great move with the automatic qualifiers because it makes the regular season, especially towards the end of the year, more compelling, and it allows us to schedule in a way that our fans want to see.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's kind of the big question I had, kind of moving forward. As you think about scheduling for football, how does the format of the CFP, whatever form it might take, impact how you think about that?
It's huge impact, so that's why we got to figure it out. Is it going to stay at 12? If it does, how long? Is it going to go to 16? Are we going to have the Big Ten, what the format that we would prefer, to where you have, the top 6 are vying, and then you're, if you have the format that the Big Ten wants, arguably coming into November, and again, there's data that shows this, you might have 10 to 12 teams that are a game or two out of that 6th place, 5th place spot. So you would be playing really meaningful ball to compete for a spot in the college football playoff. I mean, that's huge.
Could you imagine how big the 3 versus 6 if the playing game thing happened?
Man.
How fun would that be?
It'd be amazing. And you can build things around that. You can build sponsorship. You can build revenue opportunities. That's kind of how I think.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What are those things that it could bring that we're not even talking about? So I think it's good for college football, but I think it's better. It makes the regular season better. And we've got to improve the regular season, in my opinion.
I agree.
We got to keep fans engaged and feeling like they're watching meaningful football.
What are you excited about for this football season?
What am I excited
for UCLA?
about? Man, I'm just excited. We got so many new guys in the building.
Yeah, we do.
I told Deshaun that the other day. It's just I like the assistant coaches that he's brought on board. I like their energy, the vibe, the way they teach. Just seeing some things.
You can talk to Tino all day. Man, how fun is that guy to be around?
Man. Tino is great, and I talk to Tino about spending time at home because he just had a newborn and it's his first child, and I'm like, look, bro, you got to be at home and be there for your wife because
he missed the practice when I was out there. I was like, Coach,
he almost missed the birth. From what I heard, he almost missed the birth, man. Deshaun probably had to tell him like, Tino, get out of here. But he loves ball, and he loves these guys, and it's just cool to see Deshaun put his imprint on this program because it feels more authentic. It feels more like him.
Yeah.
And that's what you want.
You can see it at practice when he's out there.
Yeah.
The staff, man. I mean, I think he's really excited about this
really
group.
Good staff.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. The way I think is I saw spring ball. I saw a practice, and immediately I started thinking, okay, that one, we got to try to work to keep them next year. Like I'm already thinking, because we got some really talented guys. And, I don't know. I like what I'm most excited about is I'm excited to see this team come together because there's so many new pieces.
Yep.
Eight new assistant coaches. Yeah, I think it's Jerry and Akaika are probably the only two returning assistant coaches.
And Scott was an analyst. He was in the building.
Scotty White was great. Scotty,
But to your point, yes, it's a lot of new.
It's a lot of new. Yeah. You've got probably 24 transfers or so coming in, and a lot of guys played meaningful ball. So, and they've just got they've got a vibe of energy that I just like. So I'm excited about that. And then Nico. I mean, I'm excited. I mean, we have a quarterback that he's real. He's real, man. I mean, it's not like we're talking about he led his team to the college football playoff.
Thank you.
And I'm not going to get into
and if you watch
say, look, I don't care what you say. If you're the quarterback, you're the point guard, you're the head coach, you're athletic, whoever, if you're in a leadership position of it and you have success, a lot of that is attributed to those people. And he has led his team, and the guys respond to him. You should hear how the guys talk about him. I'm excited to get to know him better.
Yep,
and,
me too.
I just feel good.
It was a home run.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody else says. I'm looking at people are you really questioning this?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
Did you guys, they talk about Dylan Raiola from Nebraska. They talked about Dante, who was here, and I'm not saying bad things about those people, but they're putting them on these lists, and I'm like, well, there was one guy that played in the playoff last year. Well, he wasn't as good against the tougher teams. I go, first of all, if you watch enough football, most people. One of my best games of my life was against the University of Arizona. Desert Swarm, Teddy Bruschi, they were on ESPN. They were one of the top teams in the country, and we beat their butts. I threw for under 50%. But I did not turn the ball over, and I did not take sacks because that's what I was supposed to do.
That's right.
We're going to win this game by not being stupid, not doing what they do well. And you can look at the stats of that game. I think I threw for about 160 yards. I had 2 touchdowns. But, the idea was I led my team to a victory.
That's right.
I don't care what your stats are. Quarterbacks are like pitchers. Win-loss.
Yeah.
You win games, and you win the big games, and he did. And who did they lose to in the playoffs? They lost to the team that won the national championship.
Right, at their place.
And if you watch him, and we had him on earlier,
and
again, and I've met him at spring also.
Oh, good.
Great young man.
Humble.
But when I talked to him about footwork, he got kind of ear to ear because we both laughed because we watched so many young quarterbacks who I think their footwork is atrocious. And they're with quarterback gurus working on whatever they're doing. And I go, dude, your base and your feet. And he looked at me and he goes, I appreciate you saying that, but I still need, Coach Tino's got me, I still need to work on it. And then that was such a great answer because he gets it from the waist down. I swear to you, you can watch certain quarterbacks and they get away with it because they're freaks and they're really, really good. But, man, it matters.
Yeah.
You play sports, I play sports. We all play sports. Your footwork matters, and he knows that.
That's cool.
He's got a huge arm. He's 6 foot, whatever he is. I'm looking up at him, and I'm 6'4". He's talented. He's a home run. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say here. I love what you said. Who cares what everybody else is saying?
Doesn't matter.
Who cares?
Doesn't matter, man.
Yep.
So that's why we play the games.
That's right.
I'm excited.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
A little more than 5 weeks away. It cannot get here soon enough.
Hey, have fun in Michigan.
I will, brother.
Yeah, great to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
All right.
Martin Jarmond, good enough to join us. We will see you around soon.
All right. Go Bruins.
Go Bruins.